Hi, I'm Emily and welcome to the park. Now today I've got some exercises for you that are going to work on strengthening your inner and your outer thigh as well as your glutes and your core strength. So let's get moving. Start off with your feet parallel hip distance apart. Pull up in that tummy and take a breath in to lift out of that waist and breath out to squeeze that glute underneath you and just soften and work those thighs nice and gently. Don't go too deep. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Plant the feet together. We're going to pull up again. Now remember, anybody who's got any problems with their knees, be careful not to go too deep. Through all of these exercises, you can hold on to a chair or balance yourself with a wall. If you're feeling nice and strong, pull that tummy in with your in-breath. Out-breath, we lift out of the waist. Keep the shoulders relaxed and pull down. Squeeze those thighs tight together. Feel the glutes working hard as well. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. We're going to pull up and rotate from the top of the legs to really work around that whole leg. And then we're going to close. We're going to do that 8 times. Open the chest as well. Keep the shoulders down. Really squeezing those glutes together. Rotating in that outer thigh and pulling it together. Let's go for 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hold it there. Keep that pull up through that tummy. Keep squeezing those glutes. Feel the lift with the in-breath. Crown of the head reaches for the ceiling as you release and open those thighs into a small diamond. So we can feel the inner and the outer thigh working hard now. I'm really squeezing my tight bottom cheeks together and I'm trying to make the knees make sure they stay in line with my toes. So I can really feel all around that upper, inner and outer thigh working hard for at least 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. And pulling up nice and strong. Taking a slightly wider position, lifting the heels as you pull up with the out-breath into slightly wider than hip distance apart. We're going to pull up again, tailbone under, tummy in, and lift with the in-breath to go down, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Pull up, breath in, breath out, flex the heels, and open to a wider second again, turning out from the top of the leg, squeezing those glutes. Tight bottom cheeks together. We breath in to reach tall. We breath out to just drop a little way. 2. Feel those thighs working even harder for 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Pulling up. You've got it. We're going to raise those heels and go wider still, but you mustn't go too deep. I don't want the thighs caving in. It's hard work for the outer thighs here to keep the knees over the toes. Any problems with the knees, stop immediately and bring the legs a little bit closer and do that little pulse again for 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. We're going to see if we can just lift one more time, one leg at a time, gently open. Breath in and breath out. Now this is quite wide, so if you want to hold on to a chair in front, you can. Now don't go too deep again. Pull up. We open those thighs and we pulse down, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. Pull up. 8. It goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. Pull up. 8. Raise a heel, and 2 and 3. Pull up. 4. Raise the other heel and keep that balance. One more time each side. 1 and 2 and 3. Pull up. 4 and don't go too deep. Keep those sides working nice and hard. We take one foot to parallel, other foot to parallel. We pull up through that whole body. Breath in to raise onto the toes a little bit to squeeze those inner thighs in towards each other, opening from the top of the leg. And then we pull and flex the feet to lift the toes as we slowly bring the feet together to the start position. Feet together. Here we go. We're going to add the rise. We pull up with the in-breath. We go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Keep squeezing and really working those thighs. We pull up. We push to the rise. Push the floor away for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Pull up in those kneecaps. 2 and 1. We go down. We open and rotate again. And 2. Squeezing and opening from the top of the leg. Keep it going. 4 more for 5 and 6 and 7. Hold 8, pull up with the in-breath to go down. You've got it. Same thing. Little pulses, working those thighs, squeezing those glutes for 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Pull up. We got that rise onto the balls of the feet. Pull up in the tummy. Everything's working hard. Pull up in those kneecaps, 4 more, for 5 and 6, and flexing through those arms as well. Pull up, release the breath, keep tall, breath in, we rise onto the toes and we rotate to parallel hip distance apart. Pull up, knees in front here, keeping them in line with the toes. We pulse 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Pull up, we've got the toes on the ball of the feet. It's push the floor away. And 2 and 3. Keep going, keep breathing. Out breath is on the rise. And 6 and 7 and 8. We come down, we soften the knees, and we're going to lift the toes up as we out breath to rotate at the top of the leg. Here we go again, slightly wider. We're going to go down just a little way. Open up those sides, keep them going. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Pull up now, working the inner thigh even harder here with the legs wide, and we push the floor away. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Lower those heels. See if you can breath in to pull up, lift the heels and go a little bit wider again. Now this is quite wide, so if it's not for you, stay with the previous position. Here we go, we're going to keep the knees in line with the toes, working those outer thighs. I do not want to see any knees caving in. That's really bad for the knees. Keep them in line with the toes. Don't go too deep. Pull that tummy in, squeeze that glute. Keep breathing for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Pull up to rise. 1 is even harder with the wider feet. Keep going for 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Breath in and lift, open to the tops of the leg. This time we're going to raise a heel as we drop down. If it's not for you, keep the heels firmly on the floor. We go 1 and 2 and 3, pull up 4 times on the same side. 2 and 3, pull up 4 and go, and 2 and 3, pull up 4 and down, and 2 and 3, other side. It goes 1 and 2 and 3, pull up 4 and down, and 2 and 3, pull up 4, don't lose the weight, and 2 and 3, pull up 4, last 1 and 2 and 3, pull up 4. Okay, we're going to raise that heel, twist around to look at that back, that front leg, and we're going to drop here, and 2 and 3 and 4. We're going to reach the hands onto that front thigh, reach that weight a little bit further forward, leg curl, here we go. Squeeze that heel into that tailbone, feeling that hamstring waking up for 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. We go long, 2, 3, squeeze that glute, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Drop it down, turn around as you lift, breath in, breath out. Pull up, raise the other heel, reach to the other side, drop down into that soft knee at the back. Reach the weight a little bit further forward, have support on the thigh, breath in to prepare now, kick that tailbone parallel line, flex the foot, 2, keep the knee back, keep going for 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, raise it to long, squeeze that glute, keep going all the way to 8, that's 5, 6 and 7 and 8, drop it down, parallel line, pull up, taking into turnout, breath in to flex those feet, bringing them into that slightly widened hip distance apart. I'm getting tongue-tied here. Soften those knees, move over to the balance of one leg, hold on to this tummy, don't let the hips raise, soften this knee, let's really go for working this outer thigh. We lift and toe tap, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, now take the balance with the flexed foot, keep going, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, lengthen, get that balance, toe tap, feel the balance, parallel line, tummy's in, we're going to raise that toe for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, flex 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, here we go, let's take a soft knee, double pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, drop it down, straight away, other side, have a little shake if you need it, hold on to a chair if you need it, remember, tummy's in, hips as much in line as we can to toe tap, 2, raising that outer thigh, keep it going, for 5, and 6, and 7 and 8. We flex 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. We pull up, feel that position. We go for 4 and 3 and 2 and flex, 4 and 3 and 2 and hold it there. Double pulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Drop it down, reach it up, give those legs a little bit of a shake, a little bit of a circle, and just shake the whole body. Now, if you like that video, don't forget, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.